welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Linnea, and this is a channel where we are trying to become semi-self-sufficient, where we garden, we make sourdough, we do lots of fun recipes. So if that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing. If not, thanks for being here anyway. If you're not new, hi, welcome back. I missed you. Anyways, today we are gonna do actually a fun recipe. I really need to get a new tripod. I keep saying that in almost every video. I keep saying that. But today, I made a pie last week that only required one crust. So I have a crust. And then I also had this crust in my freezer. And I thought, what can I do with these that is not a pie? And I immediately thought chicken pot pie, which we have not had in probably years. But back when Jonathan and I were in college, I used to very frequently cook out of this recipe book. And we would make chicken pot pie quite often because it was a relatively cheap meal to make and it would feed us for a while. And in this very specific Betty Crocker book, there is a 20 minutes or less section, and we used to cook from that all the time because we were in college and we were studying and we needed like good food that was fast and relatively cheap. So we used to use this section all the time. But we are going to use Betty Crocker's chicken pot pie recipe because ever since college, that's the only one that I have ever used, and it's really good. So come along with me. Let's go make some Betty Crocker chicken pot pie. Okay, I have 1/3 of a cup of butter melted, and the recipe does say to use frozen peas and carrots. I could not find the box of frozen peas and carrots together, so I'm gonna add fresh carrots to the floor and diced onion and let that cook for a second, and then I will add the frozen peas. But if you have frozen peas and carrots, just add the onion, let it cook a little bit, and then add the frozen peas and carrots. Alright, also to this I am going to add 1/3 of a cup of flour and some salt and pepper. And I'm going to let this cook for just a little bit. Alright, I'm going to take this off the heat, put it right there, and I'm going to add 1 3/4 cup of chicken broth, and then I'm going to add 2/3 cup of milk. Okay, now I'm going to put this back on the heat and I'm going to bring it to a boil. Alright, so once this comes to a boil, I'm going to boil it for 1 minute, and then I'm going to take it off the heat, and I'm going to add my frozen peas and the chicken. Like I said, if you had the frozen peas and carrots mix, you would add the peas and carrots at the same time, but I didn't have that. Alright, I took it off the heat. It said to rinse the frozen peas, so I did. And then you want to add about 2-ish cups of chicken. So, there we go. I'm going to give it a stir, and then I'm going to roll out my pie crust. I also do have my oven preheated to 425 degrees. Now this recipe, it does say to put this in an 11 by 11 like casserole dish, but I found if you do it in an actual pie pan, it works a lot easier. But basically just use what you have. Specifically making this for, hold on. I very specifically remember making this for, my goodness, this crust is crusty. I remember very specifically making this for the first time. And I just remember how impressed I was, like just with myself in general. That I even made this, because this was back in college, and this is a terrible job. Just ignore it. I hadn't done a whole lot of cooking in my life. And so when I made this and it turned out so well, I just remember being so excited. So if you think that you're not good at cooking, so crumbly. I suggest you give this recipe a try. It really is easy. As long as you just follow the instructions. And if you don't have homemade crust, don't make it. Just buy one from the store. They come in packs of 2, so it's perfect for this. All right, I'm gonna cut some slits in the top, and then we're gonna put it in the oven at 425 for approximately, let's see, what does it say? 35 minutes. Because not that long ago, I really destroyed this oven. And I don't feel like doing that again. All right, we're gonna do 35 minutes. That looks so good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It is only 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we are not gonna eat this until like 5:30. But this stays super hot for a really long time. So, you know, I'm just gonna let it cool. But it sure looks good. We will try it for dinner and, you know, let you know if it is just as good as I remember it being back in the day. All right.
1 out of 5.
Ah! Calvin has to drink water right when we're doing this.
No, it's delicious.
Yeah, I used to make this when you lived with those guys. I definitely remember making it because I always used the Betty Crocker cookbook. I remember making it in that kitchen. It was like one of the first things I feel like I actually like made, like cooked recipe-wise. Clearly you don't remember. Calvin!
I mean, I remember a lot of things. I just don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember Omaha you made this.
No, I made it when we went to college. For sure. If I could go right back. Yep. Is it good?
Yeah.
It is good.
I just need to actually heat it up just like...
Yeah, because it's been done for like 2 hours. We're having it with homemade applesauce.
Oh.
That's
You gonna eat any homemade applesauce?
Am I? Yeah, I will. There's more in the fridge. Oh. You kind of ditch.
Yeah.
And now the sun is really sunning. Oh, you blocked it. What were you going to say?
No, it's delicious.
It is. The next one is going to be French tips. So, at least I know what that's going to be. Anyway, do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Oh, there's the camera. Goodbye.